Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's a very wonderful description of Krishna's pastimes in 10th Canto Bhagavatam. It is called Ashraya Tattva, right? So Narayanam Namaskrityam, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Udirayet. So, upon offering obeisance to Narayana, Nara, the best of the men, goddess of Saraswati, and Vyasa, one should utter Jaya. So, this Jaya, this word Jaya, is very important. So, Sridhar Swami says that Jaya, Jayati Anena, Samsaram iti Jayo, Granthastam Udirayet. Jaya is the scripture by the derivation. That means by which one overcomes material existence. So this is a very important. Jaya means English. It is called success, right? So what is success? Usually we think that if somebody can earn a lot of money, he says he's successful. Somebody says if I become a famous cricketer, I am successful. Somebody says if I am a very famous actor like Amitabh Bachchan, I am successful. Somebody says one who in a company sector and all, if I become managing director, I'll consider successful in my life. So these are various people have different conceptions of success. But suppose if somebody becomes a very famous actor like Amitabh Bachchan, is he happy? Will he be happy? Is that gives? Does he say that after this I don't want anything? Because this material world is like that. You attain something, some success, then again you want something else. Um, so somebody may be successful in his company and all, but at home, wife and children may be abusing him. So he may not be behaving well properly with wife and children. So according to Vedas, acharyas, the success means charo purushartha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So one should follow, one should practice dharma, religious. Then one should earn properly enough, for a peaceful living, and then for performing dharmic activities. Then kama, one should have enough sense enjoyment. Then ultimately, one should if somebody stops, nowadays people earn money and then people enjoy their senses. First thing is dharma is not there. Last thing moksha is not there. So according to the acharyas, according to Mahabharat, Jaya means one who has overcomes material existence, one who has achieved moksha. So what is actually moksha? Yeah? Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavastitaha. Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavastita. What is mukti? Mukti or moksha? It is described in second kind of Bhagavatam, 10th chapter, that attaining one's swarupa is mukti. What is our swarupa? Krishna and Nityadas. Jivera swarupa hai Krishna and Nityadas. Attaining the position of eternal servant of Krishna. So this is this whole concept, like that is why I have described Maharaj Yayati's pastimes. The hallmark of Maharaj Yayati Even though he's engaged in sense enjoyment, he was always thinking, I want to be eternal servant of Krishna. So our desire should be that every day when while chanting, we should express this desire to Krishna, that I want to be your eternal servant, like that. So this is so previously, Jiva Goswami says that there is a scripture called Jaya, ancient scripture called Jaya, so which included Mahabharata and the Puranas. So that is why. So this Jaya. So this uh, Narottama, Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva, Narottamam. So who is this Narottamam? Narottamam is Lord Shri Krishna. Lord Shri Krishna. So then, so then this Vyasa, so Vyasochistam, uh, this is we are all subsisting in this world on the remnants of Vyasa Uchista, Vyasa Uchista, Vyasa Uchistam Jagat Sarvam. The whole world subsists on the remnants of Vyasadev. So out of his causeless mercy, Munina Dayaya Munina Kritam said, out of great mercy, Vedavyas compiled Mahabharat. Then after that, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Mahabharat, I explained previously also. There are two versions of Mahabharat. As in Srimad Bhagavatam, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is mentioned that Vaishampayana Muni, he narrated one kind of Mahabharat. Another Jaimini Muni, he narrated another kind of Mahabharat, where in Jaimini Muni's Mahabharat, pure devotional service, pure devotional service is more elaborately narrated, whereas in Vaishampayana Muni's Mahabharat, this Dharma Artha Kama Moksha more is described, going to heavenly planets and all that. So that is why we are every day we repay our debts to Vyasa Muni by reading Shrimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita every day. We should read at least one verse either from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. Then we will be repaying our debts to Vedavyas Muni. So if you cannot, if you don't have time, at least say one verse, which you remember, any shloka from Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Yejana Paryupasate, Tesham Nitya Vyuktanam, Yogish, or Janma Karma Chame Divyam, or anything. Some words from Bhagavatam, Barha Piram Nataravapu, Karnayo Karnikaram. Some verse you recite every day, at least one verse we should read. So it is described in Bhakti-rasam Sindhu that one who is reading Bhagavatam all the time, Krishna will come and reside in his heart. This Shrimad Bhagavatam is a most glorious scripture, especially the narration of Krishna's pastimes, which are there in the 10th kind of Bhagavatam. Is the most glorious. You will not find anywhere else, right? So that is why Sri Sanatana Goswami, he narrates that Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha, Sarva Vedaika Satphala, Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya, Sarva Lokaika Drukprada. He says that, O nectar churned from the ocean of all scriptures, O unique preeminent fruit of the Vedas, O you who are richly endowed with the jewels of all philosophical conclusions, O sole bestower of vision to everyone. Sarva Bhagavata Prana, Srimad Bhagavata Prabho, Kali Kali Davantaraditya, Shri Krishna Parivartita, O life force of all topmost Vaishnavas, O Srimad Bhagavatam, O Almighty, O sun arisen to dispel the darkness of the age of Kali. O you who caused many to return to Sri Krishna. So Sanatana Goswami is praising Shrimad Bhagavatam so wonderfully that anybody who reads Shrimad Bhagavatam, they will return to Sri Krishna, right? Especially this 10th kind of Bhagavatam. We should be very eager to read this 10th canto Bhagavatam. For that, we have to read 9 cantos very thoroughly. Reciting you the gives the highest bliss. Your syllables rain pure love. You should always be served by everyone. I offer obeisances to you, Sri Krishna. Many people they ask this question, Prabhuji, while I'm chanting, I fall asleep. So because I don't find taste in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So many things they complain, but there is only one remedy for all the to remove all the anarthas. So why do we fall asleep while chanting Hare Krishna? Because of the presence of the anarthas, unwanted things. So how to get rid of them? So while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we may commit few offenses. We always, but if you read Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, even without Shraddha also, um, once you find a bona fide spiritual master and you read his books very carefully, then so while reading Bhagavatam, we don't commit any offense. Only thing is while reading, you should not touch um, with juta hands, contaminated hands and all. Uh, Keeping the fingers in the mouth and touching Bhagavatam, all these things, we can avoid. So otherwise, if you read Srila Prabhupada books, Bhagavatam, there is no offense. That is why if you read Bhagavatam regularly, you can actually conquer sleep. Uh, then but you anarthas will be cleared. Then we can chant very attentively. So that is why the key to making progress in all process of Krishna consciousness is Shravanam, Bhagavat Shravanam, hearing Bhagavatam and reading Bhagavatam. Mostly I recommend to read Bhagavatam more of Prabhupada books, because while a person like me speaks, we miss we don't remember so many things and we miss out so many details in the purports of Prabhupada. So one can hear like this, um, but private reading is very important, personal reading. So like that. So there is मदेक बंधो मत संगम संगिन मत गुरो मन मन महाधन मन निस्तारक मद भाग्य मद आनंद नमोस्तुते. So he said, oh my foremost friend, he is addressing Shrimad Bhagavatam as, oh more my foremost friend, my companion, my teacher, my great wealth, my deliverer, my good fortune, my bliss, I offer my respects to you. Right? How grateful we should remain to Prabhupada, that he gave us this wonderful literature of Shrimad Bhagavatam, like that. Oh, giver of saintliness to unsaintly people, right? So all of us. So nowadays, uh, people are in a lockdown. So people are complaining, consumption of alcohol is increased. Um, all kinds of sinful activities they are doing alone. You know, then abuse of women has increased. It seems, wife beating and all. So all kinds of bad things people are doing because they're becoming mad of sitting at home. So if we had not been exposed to Prabhupada books, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, we would also be doing all these things. So no doubt, uh, drinking and smoking and watching TV and all that. But we are not doing all that, So we are chanting and worshipping the TTs. Then every day we are whole day, at least 4 hours. I'm reading Bhagavatam to prepare for this class, and other reading also I'm doing. Then I give class for 1 hour. So my mind is not at all diverted when I'm speaking. So my mind is absorbed. So all this, previously I was a um, uh, unsaintly person, but because of reading Bhagavatam, we are all becoming saintly persons, remembering Krishna. So this is the glory of Shrimad Bhagavatam, right? That is why Sanatana Goswami is saying that, oh, giver of saintliness to unsaintly people, oh, uplifter of very lowly persons, right? Most of the people in this age of Kali are like Jagai Madai. Yeah. Don't ever leave me and kindly manifest as pure love in my heart and throat. So Sanatana Goswami is saying that please don't leave me. So Mahavishnu Maharaj, Indian Mahavishnu Maharaj once told me actually. So get married to Shrimad Bhagavatam. You don't have to marry any other woman. So that's why Sanatana Goswami he's giving this, that, oh, giver of saintliness to unsaintly people, oh, uplifter of very lowly persons, ha, don't ever leave me and kindly manifest as pure love in my heart and throat. So we should every day pray to Shrimad Bhagavatam. Uh, uh, don't leave me. Uh, manifest as pure love in my heart, like that. So, this Shrimad Bhagavatam, the term Bhagavatam is derived, as Bhagavata Upajnatam, first imported Upajnatam by Lord. So this Lord Krishna, personally imported, this personally imported the Lord Krishna to Brahma. Yeah? So first, like that. So at first the Lord spoke even 7 verses to Brahma in the later strands. So this Chatushloki is within those verses. Um, like that. So especially this, there are so many acharyas, who commented on Shrimad Bhagavatam, especially Sridhar Swami. Once Vallabhacharya, um, he was very proud that I have written better commentary than Sridhar Swami. Then um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is little upset that, Prabhu hasi kahe Swami na mane ye jana veshair bhitare tare kariye ganana eta kahi Mahaprabhu mauna dharila suniya sabara mane santosha haila. So this is from Chaitanya Chatamrita. Um, with a wry smile, the Lord said, whoever disregards um, uh, whoever disregards the Swami, husband or Sridhar Swami, is to be counted among the prostitutes. I understand Bhagavatam by the grace of Sridhar Swami. I consider that he, the spiritual master of the universe, is a guru. Whatever you write beyond Sridhara out of pride would be contrary to the real meaning. People would not pay attention to it. One who writes following Sridhara's statements will be respected by and accepted by everyone. So the original commentator on Shrimad Bhagavatam is Sridhar Swami, and he was approved. His commentary was approved, and he was approved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and then Sanatana Goswami, then Jiva Goswami, then Madhvacharya, Veeraraga, then Vijayadvaja Tirtha, Viraragavacharya, then Vallabhacharya, then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then Srinath Pandita, then finally His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami, Srila Prabhupada. We are very unfortunate and then fortunate also. Unfortunate that if you read up to 13 chapters of 10th Canto Bhagavatam, Prabhupada gave wonderful purports. So I feel very sorry that Prabhupada could not comment after that. But still, we have other acharyas commentaries, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So he's Rasika Acharya, so wonderful. It's nectar actually. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So we'll be speaking all these wonderful commentaries. So that's why Prabhupada, followed. There is a book, Dasma Acharya, 10 Acharyas commentaries. There is a book in Sanskrit. So Srila Prabhupada, in the middle of the night, he used to refer to all these commentaries. Can you imagine? So much elaborate commentaries are there. So Srila Prabhupada used to refer to these commentaries, then add some of his ecstasies, some of his meanings to the verses, then gave us in a very simple and lucid English language, like that. So he removed. There are so many like Sanskrit details, Atma Upada, Parama Upada, and this word should have been there, that have. So Prabhupada removed all that details, and then he gave us this very wonderful anyway. So we had actually Krishna book. Prabhupada did not um, so much add any of the acharya's commentaries, so he just translated very beautifully, and a little bit he added some commentary. He wrote commentary like that. So some of the details are there. So Sanatana Goswami, so he's saying that, oh Sanatana, you have prema. Let me offer my respects to your commentaries from afar. I think that if I keep reading it, my heart will completely melt away. Then what am I going to do? So this is a so very Sanatana Goswami's commentary is there. Then Jiva Goswami's commentary is there, like that. So then Baldev Vidya Bhushana also, like that. So most of the acharyas, they have their own opinions, like that. So it is mentioned that the first canto represents the back of Krishna, whose form is Shrimad Bhagavatam. The second and third cantos are his feet. The fourth canto are his hips. The fifth canto is his navel. The sixth canto is his chest. The seventh and eighth cantos are his two arms. And the ninth canto is his neck. And then 10th canto is his charming laughter. Charming laughter. Then is a smiling face of the Lord. Prabhupada explains smiling face of the Lord. Then the 11th canto is his forehead, 11th canto, and the 12th is his head. So this is the Bhagavatam. Krishna is the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, like that. So that is why Krishna's features should be meditated upon, as his laughter, foremost among them, has no end. So this canto, which concerns the Ashraya, should never come to an end. So this 10th canto Bhagavatam is unlimited actually, because we have limited capacity to understand. That's why only 90 chapters are there. But Krishna performed unlimited pastimes. It's not enough. All this. like that. So coming to this verse, Katito Vamsha Vistaro Bhavata Somasuryayo Rajnyam Shobhaya Vamshayanam Charitam Paramadbhutam Yadoscho Dharmasilasya Nitaram Munisattama. So that is the next verse. Yadoscho Dharmasilasya Nitaram Munisattama Tatram Shayana Avatirnasya Vishnor Viryani Samshanaha. So very important. If you have the Bhagavatam 10th canto, if you can verse, you can refer Katito Vamsha Vistaro Bhavata Soma Suryayo Rajnyam Shobhaya Vamshayanam Charitam Paramadbhutam. So Sri Parikshit Maharaj, he is requesting Sukadeva Goswami that please, you have narrated the Surya Soma Vamsha Rajas and Surya Vamsha Rajas, right? So even though in third kind of Bhagavatam and fourth kind of Bhagavatam, the Swayambhu Manu's descendants, Swayambhu Manu and his descendants have been described elaborately, but Maharaj Parikshit did not mention Swayambhu Manu. You have narrated Vamsha, you have like Dhruv Maharaj and all, because the Swayambhu Manu's Vamsha did not end on Madhurya note, on sweet note. But Soma Vamsha and Surya Vamsha Raj Parampara has ended on a sweet note because of the appearance of Lord Ramchandra in Surya Vamsha and appearance of Lord Krishna in Soma Vamsha, like that, Chandra Vamsha, like that. So the Acharyas, they opine that why Maharaj Parikshit mentioned Soma first and then Surya later, because Krishna, the Samambonam, the absolute truth, the sweetest Lord, has appeared in Shoma Vamsa. That is why he mentioned Shoma Vamsa, then Surya Vamsha, like that. So this is very important. It is mentioned that Muni Sattama, right? In the next verse, it is mentioned Muni Sattama, right? So both the quality of omniscience, since you are a sage, and the quality of being one who establishes the preeminence of bhakti, since you are a foremost devotee, are seen only in you. So Muni Sattama. So later on, Sukadeva Goswami addresses Maharaj Parikshit as Rajarshi Sattama. And then here in the beginning, Maharaj Parikshit is addressing Sukadeva Goswami as Muni Sattama, right? So, so this is very important. Why? Both the quality of omniscience, since you are a sage, right? Muni is the foremost Muni. So a Muni has knowledge of uh, uh, past, present, and then Sattama, right? So because not only in the next verse it is mentioned Yadoho Dharmasilasya, right? Yadoho Dharmasilasya Nitaram Muni Sattama, Nitaram Muni Sattama. So this is a very important. So dharma, in the we should understand dharma as characteristics of devotional service to the Lord. So we should not understand dharma in the other context of performing some religious activities. Here dharma means devotional service to the Lord. Lord, that is why Lord says, Dharmo mad bhakti krita proktaha. Dharma is defined as that which engenders devotional service to me. So dharma means that which increases our devotional service to Krishna is called dharma, right? So why here Parikshit Maharaj, he particularly mentioned Yadoscho, Yadu Maharaj, right? Because it is considered, it is offensive, it is an offense to disobey the orders of one's fathers. One's fathers, like first mother, then father, then guru, right? So here, father is the very prominent guru of any person. So one should not disobey the orders of the father, pitru, pitru ajna, like that. But Yadu is specifically mentioned, even though he disobeyed his orders of the father, because there is a reason, because he was very inclined to dharma. So the firmness of Yadu's devotion will be mentioned in the 11th canto Bhagavatam. Because Krishna appeared in Yaduvamsha. That is why here specifically Yadu's name is taken like that. So another meaning of Sattama, is given by Sanatana Goswami, that he's among the sages, he is the topmost, because he is a devotee of the Lord. Muni Sat means Munishu's son Uttama, Shri Bhagavat Bhakta. Sattara, Sattama. There Sattara denotes Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Rataha. One who is one who delights in Shri Krishna. And then Sattama is one who has a special prema for his lotus feet. So because Sukadev Goswami has a special prema for Lord Shri Krishna, that is why he is described as Sattama, Muni Sattama, because he has love for Krishna, and then he is going to give us love for Krishna by reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, especially this 10th canto Bhagavatam. So, Srinath Pandita, there is one Acharya, he writes that Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kama Karma Bihi Shravana Smarana Arhanani Karishe Iti Kechana. So this is a prayer by Kunti Maharani. So why Lord Krishna appeared? So whose activities are described in 10th Canto Bhagavatam, right? So some say you appeared on earth to perform activity by people in this world who are affected by material activities, which occur as a result of their material desires, which spring from ignorance. So in 9th canto Bhagavatam also, it is mentioned that Kalau Janishamananam Dukkha Shoka Tamonudam Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Supunyam Vyatanod Yashaha. So this is a very beautiful verse from 9th canto Bhagavatam. To show mercy to devotees, Krishna spread his super excellent glories, which dispel the unhappiness, sorrow, and ignorance of persons born in Kali Yuga. So we can understand that Krishna, Bhavismin Krishnamananam Avidya Kama Karma Bihi. So Prabhupada, if you, there is a lecture series on Queen Kunti's prayers by Prabhupada. He gave a wonderful lecture, this verse and next verse. शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृणन्ति अभीक्षणशः स्मरन्ति नन्दन्ति तवेहितं जनाः तव एव पश्यन्ति अचिरेद्या कामकर्मभिः श्रवणस्मरणहरणानि करिष्ये iti kechana. So people are suffering in this world, klishyamananam bhava, bhavaroga, suffering from birth, death, old age and disease. People are suffering, inseparable, intense suffering they are undergoing because of ignorance, avidya. Avidya. No, what is that avidya? Avidya is thinking that I am this body, I am separate, from Krishna, like that. So so because of ignorance we perform activities. So Prabhupada says in Bhakti Rasamrita that because of ignorance one commits sinful activity, then it leads to another body, for which suffering has to be given, and then again they come birth after birth. So in order to stop us from committing sinful activities, Krishna appeared in this world, so that people somehow or other, if they come in contact with Srimad Bhagavatam, they will talk about Krishna and his pastimes. And that is why Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapara Yuga. So that is why one Acharya says that Krishna is meant for Kali Yuga people, not for Dwapara people. Because at the end of Dwapara Yuga, Krishna appeared. Then after Dwapara, in Kali Yuga, everybody was talking about Krishna's pastimes. So what is the result of speaking about Krishna's pastimes? Then Shrinvanti Gayanti Grunanti Abhikshanashah Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha. Queen Kunti is saying, those who hear Shrinvanti, Gayanti, those who sing your pastimes, Grunanti, they repeat, then Grunanti, Nandanti, those who take pleasure when other devotees are spreading your glories, Shrinvanti, Gayanti, Grunanti, Abhikshanashah, Smaranti, Nandanti, Hitam Janaha. When we sit privately, we should remember Krishna's pastimes. Yeah, instead of what my mother-in-law said 10 years back or 15 years back or 20 years back, what my husband told me, what my wife told me, what someone else told, like that. It is very important to give up inner anger, grudge, towards other people who troubled us. Otherwise we will be thinking about all those what they told and what he said, what she said, all that. We should give up anger, very important. That is why thinking about all those what they told and what he said, what she said, all that. We should give up anger, very important. That is why I'm always telling this, that inner anger we should give it up. Outer anger is required, in order to correct some. I'm always telling this, that inner anger we should give it up. Outer anger is required, in order to correct some disciples or dependents. We should show anger. Mother should show anger. Father should show anger. That is, but another type of anger, inner anger, we should give it up. Then we will be able to remember Krishna's pastimes. Otherwise, we will be remembering mundane people who have troubled us, right? So we remember about our enemies more than we remember our friends. So that is concluded in Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. Narada Muni says, that. So Shrinvanti Smaranti, Shrinvanti Gayanti Grunanti Abhikshanasha Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha. So those people who express pleasure when other devotees with other devotees who are glorifying your pastimes, then what happens? Shrinvanti Gayanti Grunanti Abhikshanasha Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha. tava eva pashyanti achrena tavakam. My dear Lord, they will be able to see you, your lotus feet. So it is not very difficult. It is said the achirena, immediately. So um, how long it will take? What is the duration, right? So it's very simple. 3 lifetimes. So we have been taking so many lifetimes for since time immemorial, right? Since time immemorial, so we have been taking birth again and again. If you start reading Bhagavatam, and then if you start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you know, so it is said that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, said that for most devotees, it would take 3 lifetimes to achieve perfection in Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying this, meaning most are in the stage of chanting with many aparadhas. So right now we are in the, at least I am in the stage of chanting with many aparadhas. So for them to get free from this would take 3 lifetimes. Those in the stage of namabhasa will take 2 lifetimes, and those in the Suddhana, Shuddhana will go back in this very life. Those in the Nama Aparadha stage in this life could progress to the Namabhasa stage in the next life. Those in the Namabhasa stage in this life could progress to the Shuddhanama stage in the next life. He said this specifically in reference to those who had accepted a Sadguru, right? Sadguru. Even if they are aparadi, if they accept a Sadguru and chant the name, it will work and have its effect. They won't have to wait many lifetimes to become purified, he said. He also said, I have not come to encourage the Asuri Varnashrama. Hinduism is only meant for elevation. Hinduism is only meant for elevation to Swargaloka. They do some punya karma, but the punya karma is not our final goal. Our goal is to go back to Godhead. Hinduism is another obstacle in our path back to Godhead. So this is a good news to all of us, right? Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is mentioning that even if we are chanting with aparadhas, that is what Srila Prabhupada said. Mechanically, non-mechanically, you simply continue to chant. So Prabhupada told what about quality? Don't worry about quality in the beginning. In the beginning, quantity is more important. If you increase quantity, then quality will come automatically. Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry about mechanical. Just keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then never give up chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada requested, never give up chanting the holy. Then, according to Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, according to Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, so even if you are chanting with aparadhas, so many aparadhas, it's very difficult to get rid of all these aparadhas. But if you have a Sadguru and then following, then all this so-called mechanical chanting will nullify aparadhas. Then we can reach Namavasa stage, and then from Namavasa stage, it is very easy. So, but the common thread, common link for all this is hearing Bhagavatam, right? So you keep on hearing Bhagavatam. Then what happens? When Kunti Maharani is saying that, Achirena Tavakam, Bhava Pravaha Paramam Padambujam, right? Hunger and thirst, these are the 6 waves, right? Hunger and thirst, and old age and death, and shoka and moha, lamentation and illusion. These are the six waves of ocean of material existence, right? As soon as we wake up early in the morning, we feel thirsty, and then we feel hungry. So in order to fill the belly, people have to work so hard, you know, so hard they have to work, you know, like a gada, Prabhupada always used to, like a donkey. Then what happens? Um, you know, then a whole life is wasted simply filling the belly, enjoying the senses little bit. So that is hunger and thirst. Then old age and disease, old age and death. That is another. We are going to die, and now so many people are dying because of corona. So people have to cry. Those who die, their dear friends and all relatives, when they die, people cry. Lament. So then shoka moha. Shoka means lamentation. Either so this is a symptom of a conditioned soul, lamentation and hankering. So we lament for something which we lose, because we are not the supreme controllers, because we cannot control, if something is being lost, right? So many businesses, right? Businessmen, they lose all wealth, right? So they claim, I am a self-made man, like that. But when the money goes away, starts going, they can't do anything. That's why Prabhupada, the father, used to tell that if Krishna wants to give, he will give with 10 hands. With 2 hands, how much you can catch. But when Krishna wants to take away, he will take away with 10 hands. With 2 hands, how can you protect? So that is why Prabhupada says, when we lose something which we had, we lament. Array, it is gone, it is gone. So all the old people lament that youth has gone away, youth has gone away. So people are dying. So like that, and then hankering. Prabhupada says, why we want, why do we want something? Because we are incomplete. That is why we want something like that, from outside. In our heart, if you are incomplete, that's why we desire to acquire something from outside to fill, to come. But those who are complete in themselves, Atmarama, they don't hanker, like that. So these are the six waves of material ocean. Prabhupada says that when you fall into the ocean, the waves, they beat you. When we are in a lot of suffering, in the same way, when we are in this ocean of material existence, these six waves, they are splashing us, giving us so much pain. Somebody who is drowning in the ocean of material existence, in the ocean, if some boat comes and take us on the boat, then we are safe, right? We are safe. Sometimes Papa says that even though the ocean, the waves of the ocean, they rock the boat. The boat moves here and there, like that. But we are safe as long as we are in the boat. And somehow or other, the boat will take us to the shore. In the same way, even after coming to Krishna consciousness, the boat of Krishna consciousness, the lotus feet of Krishna, precious. But if you are firm in remaining in the boat of Krishna consciousness, then it will save us from again fall into the ocean of mental existence. So then, if you stick to Krishna consciousness, then in the next life we will be given again chance, to chant again. Then that time onwards, so 3 lifetimes. So that is Achirena Tavakam. It is described 3 lifetimes. It's not very much when compared to, when Prabhupada first met Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he said, we are a slave country, who will listen to us? Then Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, for millions and millions of years, Bharatvarsha kings have ruled all over the world. These 1,000 years, of years, Bharatvarsha kings have ruled all over the world. These 1,000 years rule is just nothing in the compared to million. The real lack of thing in this world is Krishna consciousness. It doesn't matter who rules India, whether British rule or like that. Don't waste your time trying to get independence for India like that. So yeah, the Sri Vallabhacharya, uh, so his mind blowing opinion it is that Dharmashilasya is the reason for the separate mention. Dharma comes to need by old age too. So within the word Shila, nature, habit, his father's ignorance of Dharma is indicated because the connection between him and his mother would have been by this comment. So why Yadu Maharaj rejected father's, because if he gives his, youth to Maharaj Yayati, his father, that means he is enjoying with his own mother. So which is highly inappropriate. So that is why Maharaj Yadu refused to give like that. So so this is very important. Then one more Acharya he comments that even though Yadu rejected his father's order because there is something called dharma, another thing is parodharma. So he rejected one inferior father's order to follow the orders of superior father, that is Krishna. Because he has so much devotion to Krishna, so that is why he rejected. So that he is justified. That is why Yado Dharmashilasya. Uh, that is why. So it's a very so many wonderful. So today I just introduced 10 Bhagavatam. Tomorrow we will hear more about the glories of hearing about Krishna. Thank you very much. Any questions?